Most gamers aren't afraid of losing, they're afraid of being exposed. You ever notice how losing in a game hurts way more than it logically should? Not just frustration, not just annoyance. I mean that sharp sting. The one that makes you instantly want to queue again, uninstall forever, or sit silently staring at the defeat screen. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You're not just losing a match, you're losing a version of yourself you believed in. And if you don't understand why, the game will keep beating you long after the match ends. Let me set the stage clearly. Every time you enter a match, you're not just playing strategically, you're protecting an identity you've built over years. Your rank, your win rate, your decision-making, your "I'm better than this" narrative. Losing threatens all of it. So the pain you feel, it's not the game punishing you, it's your ego going into survival mode. And once you see that, everything about your losses starts making sense. Ask yourself this: why does losing in a video game trigger the same emotions as failing an exam or getting criticized in real life? Because your brain doesn't separate the two. When you lose, it interprets it as a direct hit to your competence, your self-image, your place in the group, your sense of progress. Games compress all of that into a single moment, a red defeat screen that feels like a mirror pointing back at you. That's why it hurts. It's not the loss, it's the meaning you attach to winning. There's something psychological happening under the surface. I call it the identity loop. Step 1. You perform well once. Step 2, you build a story about yourself. Step 3, every future game becomes a test of that story. So when you lose, you're not just being defeated, you're being corrected. Reality pushes against the version of yourself you wanted to believe in. The version that never misses shots, reads plays perfectly, always carries, never tilts. That imagined self shatters for a moment, and the pain you feel is simply you letting go of him. If you want the harsh truth, here it is. Your reaction to losing reveals what part of your identity is fragile. If you tilt instantly, your confidence depends on performance. If you blame teammates, you're protecting your self-image. If you queue immediately, you fear facing discomfort. If you quit the game, the loss hits something deeper than skill. This isn't about gameplay, this is psychology. Your losses expose what you've been avoiding. Ask yourself, did the loss hurt because I misplayed, or because it made me question who I think I am? Let's talk about the part nobody admits. Caring about a game is not the problem. Needing the game to validate you is. Because once your self-worth hooks onto performance, the game stops being entertainment. It becomes measurement, a scoreboard for your identity. And that's exactly why losing feels like losing a part of yourself, because you gave the game that part in the first place. The more of yourself you attach to the outcome, the more the outcome owns you. This is the trap high-skill players fall into all the time. Not because they're bad, but because they care so deeply it becomes emotional weight. Now here's the shift that frees you. Losing isn't a verdict. It's a mirror. It doesn't tell you who you are. It tells you what part of yourself needs attention. Did the loss expose impatience, overconfidence, fear of being judged, lack of emotional control? That's not weakness. That's direction. When you stop seeing losing as destruction and start seeing it as information, you stop protecting your ego and start upgrading your identity. This is where real improvement begins. Not in your mechanics, but in the story you attach to every match. So here's the takeaway no one wants to admit. You're not afraid of losing the game. You're afraid of losing the person you think you should be. But the only way to become a better player and a better version of yourself is to let that old identity die every time it needs to. That's what growth feels like. Uncomfortable, humbling, necessary. If this changed how you see your losses, watch the next video right after this. Because once you understand why losing hurts, you're ready to understand why quitting is even harder. Click it. Let's keep going.